Hi folk, I've just finished this plane. It's taken me a lot longer to get it to work than previous planes. Somebody also asked me, why do I keep referring to irons that don't work and irons that do? I can't fully explain that. But for an iron to work in a Mitre plane, it has a fine mouth, everything has got to be flat. Now, these old irons, Sheffield made, they're not flat. So some I pick up and they'll work first time. Others will take me a day or two and eventually I give up. Now, I discarded this iron when I was making this plane because I was spending too much time on it and I never got it to work efficiently. Then I made this plane, so I thought, because I've got very few uncut irons, well, none at all really, just the odd ones, I decided I'd have a go in this plane. Well, again, it took me a day and a half and I got nowhere. It does produce shavings with this iron, but in a fashion I'm just not happy with. And just before dinner time today, I decided I'd get a cut iron. This particular one I've had years hanging up on a nail. It's by Sorby, Iron 8 Sorby, the Golden Fleece, Sheffield made, laminated. And if you get one of these to work in a plane, that's it, you don't have to bother with anything else. And it works very nicely. I should have just done away with that iron. Forget it, I'll never use that again. The difference is just unbelievable. I can compare it with this one I made a few weeks earlier. Now this one has got the same iron as the one I've just been talking about, same make, bought at the same time, second hand but brand new. I got 4 irons, all by Kenyan. Now this one works very nicely and it's exactly the same as this, but obviously this one is a lot flatter, and I've tried to flatten this one but it still doesn't work right. I checked them like this to begin with. Now in theory that should work because it's touching there, there's a gap there, and it's touching up here. So in other words, when it's on the bed it should be straight, but for some reason it isn't and it won't work. But like I say, this one does. Gorgeous. Just showing the difference in the rosewood. Is it going? See the difference in the colours of the rosewoods? This one I've just finished, brass and bronze, and I seldom ever use brass. It was a second-hand piece lying around, I decided to use it. Exposed Cupid bow dovetails, bronze bridge. Oh, I've put a Cupid bow there. I'm going to put one on the heel. Beautiful rosewood. That's about all I can tell you. This is candle wax. Says it runs better. Oh, I did try it on a piece of boxwood before dinner time. This piece here, you'll have a job to see, so I'll draw it in a bit for you. But the grain, this was part of a knot. The rings are going like that, the annual rings. So all this end and that end, the grain runs up like that. And it does the same this side. Runs like that. Now this is a true test of a good mitre plane. To plane against the grain, most planes will rip the grain. So I'm going to plane up the grain for the first two or 3 inches, hopefully. If a plane planes boxwood without tearing, you know you've achieved something. See, that's perfectly smooth. Just see what happens if I use a smoother. Probably get some effect. Pretty good. Before dinner, again, I don't know which piece of boxwood it was. Picked a piece of boxwood up and just tore it to bits. I don't know where it is now. Anyway, you can see that we're getting some nice shavings now. Did I say I'd put an uncut iron in? Same video. We're just going in now because the Chancellor's talking and he's making the whole house laugh, even the opposition. So it's quite funny for a change. So we'll watch a bit of that. Normally we don't bother.